All right, so today we're going to do the saffron garlic aioli for our shrimp salad. First thing we're going to do is zest and juice our lemon. If you notice, I am not moving the zester, I am moving the lemon. I'm just slowly going around, just getting all that nice lemon zest. Do not get any of the white stuff, that is all pith. And that will give you a bitter flavor instead of a nice lemony flavor. Next, just cut the lemon in half, hold your hand. I'm just going to squeeze through my hand so I can catch any seeds. Throw those seeds away. Next, we're going to add our garlic. We want to fine mince this. We want to get as many aromatic out as possible. So I'm just going to smash each of these garlic cloves. I'm going to take off these little tips. I'm just going to give them a solid mince. I want a lot of that fresh garlic flavor, so we are going to mince this really, really fine. Then all I'm doing is after I get it fine enough, I'm just going to scrape it against my board to kind of try and make a paste out of it. I'm probably not going to need all this. I'm just going to add a little bit. So that's about a clove and a half of garlic. I'm going to add about a teaspoon of mustard. I really don't want to overpower all this, so we're just adding a little bit. It will help with our emulsion. And then we're going to add our saffron because if we're going to want it to sit in the cold liquid. I'm just adding about 3 or 4 fronds. You don't need a ton. This is very, very potent. Now, the reason that we are not adding this to warm liquid is because the warm liquid is actually going to get some of those volatile compounds in the saffron and they will lose their potency. So we're actually going to let this go at a cold rest. So we'll actually keep more of those compounds in there. Finally, we're going to add our egg. We just want the egg yolk. Again, just scoop it out with your hand. Plop that guy right on in there. We're going to continue to mix this. You want to get all those flavors nice and incorporated. And as before, we want to keep stirring this. We're going to get all those compounds to kind of get together. Want them to marry. We also want to lighten up the egg yolk. Make sure it's all mixed in so that when we start adding our oil, it holds its shape and it doesn't break on us. I'm just going to slowly add my oil, a little bit at a time to get this guy started. Once it gets started, I can add my oil faster. Again, we're using a semi-neutral oil. This is a olive oil mixed with a uh, our vegetable oil. As it starts thickening, you can add oil a little bit faster. We're probably going to be adding a little bit like a cup again. If you ever see it start to break, it's never going to come together. So you got to make sure that you're never seeing it break. Be very, very gentle at first. You can always add more oil in later and faster, but you got to get that emulsion started. You can see we're starting to get there. We want to have this nice and thick because it's got to coat all of our uh, shrimp and all of our veggies and make sure that we've got enough for that half pound. Obviously, you can scale up this recipe pretty easily if you're going to do more shrimp, make more salad for more people. Right now, we're just making about 2 servings worth. It's getting nice and thick. I can start adding my oil a little bit faster now. I know I've got that emulsion nice and emulsify or going, so I can add a lot more oil a lot faster to kind of get it thicker faster. We don't have to go slow the entire time. You can see how nice that's looking, how it's coming really together. This will have a lovely lemon flavor with just a little bit of that saffron in the background. Just about there. That looks like a pretty good start. We're going to give it a taste or a season. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt. Stir that around, make sure that salt dissolves. Our salt is a little bit thick. We'll give it a taste for seasoning. Probably just a little bit more salt, and we're good. It's got a lovely garlicky, little bit of a lemon flavor. A little bit of that saffron, and as it sits in that fridge, all those flavors are going to meld and come out even more. I can probably add a little bit more oil. It's still a little bit runny if you look at it. Again, after it gets started, we can now add our oil like this. And then I stir that in, and it will take. Don't add too much, it will break, but I can now get to the point where I can just add some oil, stir it in, because we got that emulsion started. That looks beautiful. That's about where I want it. It's thick enough, it will hold its shape. When I mix in all those shrimp and veggies, I've got enough to cover everything. One last test because I just had it. That is lovely. Nice and lemony, garlicky, little bit of saffron in the back end to really pop with that shrimp. But that's our mayo. If you notice, it just jiggles. It doesn't really run too much. It will thicken in the fridge. And again, those flavors will get together more in that fridge.